So it's Mike and Dan here at GM Bolt. We've had a lot of questions over our deep drilling series or Series 500 screws, and so we just want to show how these should be installed. We have a lot of people come back complaining that the tips have been dulled by the gal coating or whatnot. Let's take a look at one of those screws. And oftentimes what we find is that people push way too hard when these screws are first going in. They're designed to go through up to 12 mils of steel, and they will drill as long as that drilling fluid is. You can see that half this screw in particular is the drilling fluid, and this just happens to be what, a 32 mil? 32 mil. So we're going to actually do the install on this. Dan, what's the proper technique to install that? Let it drill its...
You don't want to go in too fast on this sort of screw. You have to have a fair bit of force behind it so you can get the drill tip to cut into the steel.
And once it's in,
the whole idea is not to try and burn the tip out. Yep. The faster you go means the hotter it gets. The hotter it gets means the worse it's going to be.
Why does that screw have those ridges in it going vertically up the screw?
To help it cut its thread while going through.
Oh, okay.
So, alright, you give this a go.
Gives the thread an edge.
So you get a hole drilled out, so you got a base.
And you're not pushing real hard there.
No, not overly. Right. Now the whole idea with the Series 500 is that you don't want to go too fast on the way in and you don't want to go too slow, because the slower you go means the more chance it has to burn its tip out. Okay,
so once it bites, then you lean in a bit.
Yeah, once it starts to bite, it's very much similar to if you're using a normal drill bit. So if you're using a drill bit, you don't go in at a million miles an hour, otherwise it'll just slide off of the material.
And that's a good 3/8, almost a half inch worth of steel there.
This is 12 mil worth of steel, which is what a good Series 500 should go through.
And it just cut right through that, no problem. So
no dramas at all. This is an ideal brand.
Yep.
Series 500 with a Class 3 coating.
Nice. So what's the most common mistake people make?
They go in too fast.
Okay, so initially.
Initially, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing to do with the Series 500 is set your drill onto drill, because at the end of the day, that's what
drilling.
It is a drill point, and it has to get in. If you set it with a clutch on any sort of setting, you're just going to, once it starts to bite in, it's not going to fully turn, and then it'll bind up inside the thread. As you can see now, this one should be pretty easily able to come out as well. There you go.
Now, should that screw ever be used again? I mean, it's pretty much...
No, you can. It is possible for it to go in again. Another way here you can tell which is a real good brand of screw is how many times
you could use the same one.
We can use the same one.
Let's try it again and see what happens.
Let's see if it goes.
So you're just applying a little bit of pressure there.
A little bit of pressure just to work a pilot hole. When you start to see the tip go into the material, speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, a bit duller this time, isn't it?
No, it doesn't feel too bad actually. Now you speed it up once it's fully in.
Nice. And it's got that fine thread, so that it really binds to the metal well.
Well, the fine thread is the thicker the thread means the more force it has to create to turn itself a thread inside the material. So the finer it is just means it's easier to go in.
Cool. Well, good deal. Hope that helps anybody out there. Peace out.